An emotion can be a very, very powerful thing. It can break you or it can make you. Ooh. Hi everybody, this is Lynn from Lines and Fitness.
Tanya from Live Wellness Life Coaching.
And this is our Monday weekly podcast. And so today, again, I have a topic. I think I'm just going to keep blindsiding you with these topics.
All right.
I
enjoy
like
it.
It's fun for me to watch you squirm while I edit this stuff. And then while I make editing notes.
Zip it.
Lock
it. And then put it in your pocket.
Alright, so on my way here, I was listening to some Abe Hicks, of course.
No.
And, I know, surprising.
No.
And this is kind of like, we discuss a lot of this, I think in level 1, and I think we've brought this up in many, many workshops, but our vibrational output.
Okay.
And how we align our energies. So you can align your energy with negative emotion, or you can align your energies with positive emotion.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever you align yourself with one, you usually get back that one, right? So I really loved this, how she worded this. If you're trying to align yourself with a frequency, but you're looking for the wrong radio station, you're never going to click with it. So if you're looking for station 101, but you're on station 97, You're never going to match that. And I liked how she worded that, because a lot of people can definitely relate to that, right? Because it's that whole radio output. If you're looking for, Hot 103, you're not going to get, or is that even the name of that station anymore? Virgin Radio, Hot 103, whatever.
103.
So if you're looking for 103 and you're on Power 97, you're not going to align that energy. So it's the same that goes for here. If you guys are in, negative energy and you're trying to align yourself with a positive energy and you just can't get that focus to get here or change it, then you're not going to get here.
Your vibrational output. It's basically like our feelings have a vibration, okay? Our emotions vibrate. We vibrate certain energies out there, okay? Such as the law of attraction. The law of attraction states that like attracts like. So if you, and we always explain it on a scale, right? So a high vibration, examples of a high vibration is happiness, joy, feeling of abundance, okay, all those high feeling vibrations. So, high feeling emotions vibration. All the low ones are disappointment, sadness, anger, and so forth, okay? So that's what she means by vibrational output. So it doesn't matter what kind of high feeling you're feeling, it's just a high emotion.
You're just in a happy spot.
You're going to vibrate that out there. So if you're happy, you're vibrating out happiness. Equals high vibration, okay? According to the law of attraction, you're going to get that back. It's like a boomerang, right? You throw it out, you get it back. So you might not get happiness back, but you're going to get a high vibration back. So that's your vibrational output. So whatever you're feeling, that is what you're vibrating. That is what you're putting out into the world, around you, whatever. And that's what you're getting back. Maybe not the same vibration. If you're angry and pissed off, you're putting that out. You might get disappointment, whatever, back. Okay, so that's what she means by vibrational output. So how do you align yourself? How do you align your energies? So she's describing it.
How do you align your energy to match the frequency that you want to put out there? So if you're in a low spot, and I really like the law of circulation because of that. It really explains that. It really explains that whatever you're kind of putting out there, well, like you said, the law of attraction, it kind of keeps coming back to you, so it circulates. Mm-hmm. So when you're trying to change your frequency or change your alignment, I would love to be able to talk about how we can get from one spot into getting into another spot.
You're in a low vibrational state.
Yep.
And you want to get up here.
Yep.
Okay. So many people will just, I think step one would be, it's always acknowledging that you're in that low state.
Yeah.
A lot of, many people, and why we started these classes to begin with, okay, is that many women out there were feeling stuck and didn't know why. And the first thing that we really touch base on is acknowledging that you feel stuck.
Yeah.
And acknowledging that why you feel stuck. So we go through different few different processes to help them figure out why you feel stuck.
Now, before you go any further than that, I kind of want to just dive on that feeling stuck. Now, when you describe feeling stuck, what are the characteristics that usually people will put out when they're feeling stuck?
Boredom comes to mind. Frustration.
Resentment comes to my head.
Okay. Yeah, you could feel... Well...
Because if you think about it, if you're feeling stuck...
Resentment's a good one.
Because if you're going to take that and you kind of go into... You're stuck, you don't know why you're stuck, and you're not really willing to explore why you're stuck, then somebody else that has kind of that higher energy, you kind of might start to resent them for that.
Yes, you may start to resent them for that. If you're, let's take this for example, because this is a really common place that a lot of women are in. The housewife. Not just the housewife, you may be a working mom, but you're the mom, you're the wife, you're the woman in the relationship kind of thing, right? And we all have these certain responsibilities. For many women, maybe you feel like you don't really have a career, your job is raising the kids, you know, you may have passions elsewhere in life, such as maybe you're passionate about writing and you don't feel like you can do it. You begin to gain or to create resentment for whoever around you that's preventing you from like achieving or even reaching your passion, exploring it maybe. So for a few women that we've worked with, their feeling stuck was, you know, I do so many things for so many other people and I'm not feeling fulfilled. Why? I have everything. I have a beautiful home. I have beautiful children. I have a wonderful husband that I absolutely adore. But what is it? Why do I feel this way? Why do I feel like I'm not happy? I feel stuck. So they come to the class, and it's many times it's just as simple as they don't take any time for themselves.
Yeah.
And that's why we originally started calling these podcasts and the classes "Invest in Yourself."
Yeah, just
Because
taking
you're
the
investing in
time.
yourself.
How would you go from that to actually, like, because a lot of people may not want to acknowledge what that feeling stuck is. So how, if you're going to tell somebody that's kind of not, well, if you're not ready to face it, you're not going to face it. Like, there's nothing we can tell you to change your mind for that. But what would be, like, one of the first things that you would tell somebody that's ready to maybe step it up and say, okay, I want to get past this because I want to take my energy that's here and I want to bring it up here. I want to align myself to being up here so that I can get out of this feeling.
Many people feel this way, but they have no clue why, and they don't acknowledge it, and they continue living this way because they don't feel they should feel this way.
Yeah.
I shouldn't feel this way because I have everything. I'm just being a spoiled, or maybe I'm depressed. Maybe I need to go on antidepressants and really appreciate my life.
Yeah.
Things like that, right? But so when they come in and they're like, that's why I use the feeling stuck. Women, you're feeling stuck. You got to come to this class. Because you get in here and 99.9% of the time, you're just not taking any time to yourself.
Yeah.
And then I take you through a process where you figure out where you need to focus in your life.
Yeah. Like, you really want to make sure that at some point of your day, and most points of your day, that you're acknowledging if you're kind of hitting those low skids, if you're not aligned with the frequency that you want to be in. Because just keep remembering that whether you believe in it or not, the law of attraction is going to create the same thing that you're putting out. So if you're consistently feeling low, you're not going to get out of that funk by keeping it on acknowledging it and keeping on believing in that, because it's just going to keep bringing you more and more of this stuff. But if you can somehow stop and just take a quick 5-minute, I don't know.
Okay. So if you guys are watching this podcast, you've never attended one of the classes, and you're just finding out right now that I feel like pretty crappy and unhappy the majority of the time. And okay, so you're acknowledging that. And then you're acknowledging the fact that you want to be experiencing this in your life and you can't figure out why the hell you can't get there, it may have to do with the fact that you're down here most of the time.
Yeah.
And in order to create whatever the hell it is that you want to create, maybe you want to get certified in something that you're really excited about. Maybe you want to write a book. Maybe you want to do this, experience this, go on a trip, whatever it is. In order to create any of that, you gotta be up here.
Yeah.
You gotta be up here. And if you do achieve that down here, it's usually at the expense of your loved ones.
Yeah,
the people around you. Right? Because you're not happy but you're like bulldozing through it to make things happen, right?
And if all you take out of the level 1 is just learning how to change that and just tweak that a little bit, then sometimes your days actually just, I mean, who wants to be in a shit mood all the freaking time? Nobody. Nobody wants to feel low. Nobody wants to feel depressed. Nobody wants to feel crappy. Everybody would rather feel way happier. So if you're not sure how to do that, like taking these classes is a huge help because it will trigger those little how-tos, how to fix things or how to tweak things or how to even acknowledge what it is that you might be feeling. And then we take you, like when you do your meditation through one of the classes, like you get to go into that and you get to look back and you kind of get to go, okay, well, that was the root of it. Let's, either acknowledge it or keep ignoring it. But that's going to be up to you.
Yeah. You get to the point where you're like, oh, shit, that's what it was.
Yeah.
And then you get to choose what you want to do with it. If you go, you know what? I now I know what it is. I am so not ready to go there yet. I'm not ready to make changes around that. Then we respect that.
Totally.
That is your call. You do whatever you need to do. Or you can choose to, okay, I acknowledge it. I got that. I'm done with it. Move me along. Then we do that.
So, yeah, like, and the thing that's, the kind of kick in the pants for everybody, and this is the biggest thing that we say often enough, and in all the teachings that we listen to and blah, 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 is that if you're down there, if you're feeling low, guess what? Like, you created that somehow. Somewhere in your path, you brought in those lower type emotions. You can blame, your spouse. You can blame your friend. You can blame your kids. You can blame your situation. You can blame anything. But at the end of the day, you're responsible for where you're standing. At the end of the day, you invited whatever energy and invited whatever into your life. So if you want to change that, acknowledge it. And the first thing that you got to do is own up to it and want to change it.
You're a hard ass.
A little bit, yeah.
I probably wouldn't come across that way, but pretty much what she says is yes.
But why pussyfoot around it? Okay, like we teach differently. Yes, we do. Yeah. We teach differently. I'm a freaking CrossFit coach. Like, come on, let's be honest here. I'm going to talk to you guys like I talk to most of my clients in the gym, which is hard up reality. And the fact of the matter is that if I had somebody pussyfoot around me and freaking tell me all this rainbows and fluffy cloudness of love, it probably wouldn't work for me because it doesn't make the point. The point is that, like when I was stuck last year, I had huge freaking shit that was happening last year, but it was me that kept myself there. I kept myself in that spot.
Okay, great. You are where you are. You got to where you're at. So my goal is to, before I even would tell any of my clients that, I want to create a very trusting relationship and a very open environment. It's a non-judgmental environment.
Very much so.
Non-judgmental environment. We've all been there. I've been there. I'm still there. So that's a big thing that I want to create with the people that I work with is you can trust me. I do not judge. Who the hell am I to judge? I'm just here to share information that I really hope resonates with you. And then I'm just going to share with you everything leading up to the point of personal responsibility.
Yeah.
Personal responsibility is something that we teach our kids every day. Every day we teach our kids that. We teach our loved ones that. We acknowledge that, okay? So when it comes to our happiness and what we want to experience in life, whether it's financial abundance, whether it's weight loss, getting healthy, lifting heavy, whatever it is for you, a successful relationship maybe, being a better parent in your eyes, it's all about personal responsibility. Whatever you want to experience in your life, it's going to be up to you to achieve it. Nobody else around you.
Like, even in my hard-ass kind of way, there's no judgment. Like, again, who the hell am I to judge? Live your life the way you're going to live it. Like, I would hope nobody's sitting there pointing a finger and saying, well, you got to do this and you got to do this.
Well, there are, but you're probably not on
yeah, but I'm not listening to that because I really don't give a shit. Like, people are going to have their opinions on me, which is fine. And you know what? The more people that have opinions on me, the more freaking waves I freaking created in my life, right? So that's how I view it. But the reality is that you are in the situation that you have created. The biggest thing that I had to do, last year was leave my husband. And so to take that step and to acknowledge it and to either make a decision, like, that was up to me. I was in a really bad spot with him. Nothing was going the way that it was supposed to go. Our marriage was failing 2 years before that, blah, 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 blah. And it was just make a decision. Do I keep living this or do I not? Because at that point, it became completely my responsibility to own up to my life. So,
personal responsibility.
Personal responsibility.
Or you could have continued to blame him.
I could have continued to blame him.
What I did for years, I blamed people around me for being miserable. I said it was everybody else's fault. It couldn't have been mine. What the hell did I do? I didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
They're the ones being assholes.
Yeah.
But where am I? Where am I? Where am I? I'm down here, right? When you resent, when you judge yourself, you're down here. You're not going to get anything you want.
So it's just to say that there's a lot of power behind the emotions that you guys are feeling in a date. There's a lot of energy behind any type of emotion. I really like what you said in one of the classes, which was saying, like, the emotions and how it's always good to acknowledge them, but always good if you're feeling low that you're gonna want to change that.
I always say your emotions are your guides, right? I that was one of the things that really stuck with me when I took my certification, is that was the big thing, was your emotions are your guides. All emotions are good, high or low. They're all good. I'm not saying low emotions are bad. They're not bad by any means. They're good because they guide you to where you want or don't want to be. Yeah,
because if you don't experience one, you never know what you don't want in your life. Do you know what I do when I'm in a crappy mood? I just kind of put myself into my happy places. Like the whole Happy Gilmore thing, get into your happy place. It's a true thing, and it works for me.
Like, you just daydream about something?
Yeah. I think about the clients, and I see them busting their asses off, and I see them busting their asses off, not only for themselves, but they're busting their ass off for me. And I love that I get to be that person. I love that I get to be that coach for these amazing people, and I love that they chose me to come to. So I flip it, and I'm like,
easy peasy, right?
Easy peasy. And then you change, and it's like a light switch, and then it's like, then you're jumping around, and then I'm in everybody's face, and I'm whatever. Of like, my tap fixed in my house, how I feel like to get that stupid mouse that's running around my house right now. But like stupid little things like that, like, it makes me happy because then it'd be like, okay, well, I'm mouse free in the house. My tap is no longer leaking, so I'm not wasting water anymore.
Some sort of memory that you just like can't help but smile.
Yeah, and the thing is that, like, for me, like, I mean, changing my tap, catching the mouse, like, those little, I mean, and you might laugh, you can laugh, go ahead, but those little things can literally change my mood in a heartbeat, because it'd be like, oh, okay, I'd have a new sink, I'd have a new tap, and then how much cooler would it be to do the dishes in a new sink and with a new tap that's not leaking everywhere, and blah, 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 blah. And then, because then eventually it will lead you to that, well, then if I got a new kitchen, then this is probably the appliances that I get, and then when I got the new appliances, well, then I probably want to get out of my house, and then it would go, so then it goes, and then it goes, and then it goes, 17-second rule, right? It just,
Yeah.
and then it
Yeah,
expands
yeah.
and expands and expands.
Yeah.
So a little thought that you may, chuckle at, it leads to bigger thoughts, and it leads to bigger thoughts. But if you can sit in those moments, it'll recycle, and then you bring in the good stuff.
Grab a piece of, and I'm not going to tell you everything that I tell these people in class because you need to come to the class. But you sit there and you write about a few certain things, and then it goes, and then it goes, and then it goes, and then you vibrate and vibrate and vibrate. And that's where the law of attraction comes in. You attract. You're vibrating that out. You're bringing it in. You're bringing it in. No, thanks for hanging out with us again.
Super fun.
It was so fun.
I don't mean to come across as an asshole, but I do come across as very passionate when it comes to this stuff, because I'm such a firm believer that if you guys can own up to anything in your life, and this is a huge thing, and I don't know why this week this has come out, but like I wrote a blog this week about it.
Your blog was so good.
Thank you.
You seriously made me cry.
I made a lot of people cry with the blog this week.
If you guys I'm not a blogger. I'm a vlogger. But she's a blogger. And go check out her blog. It's called Lynn's Blog. Right?
I got creative with the title. I know. I got really creative.
LYNNES. Well, sorry.
I'm very passionate about personal responsibility, owning up to your stuff. Because when you can do that stuff, that's when your life starts to change for the good. Because if you own up to stuff and you're going to stand up for it, and you want to change that, there's no room for bad. You're not leaving the room for bad. You're not giving yourself that bullshit excuse to not do it.
If you do that and take personal responsibility, it's almost like you're accepting yourself in your entirety. And when you accept yourself in your entirety, nobody can affect that.
No, and
maybe for blimps here and there,
yeah,
glimpses of it, but for the most part, it's like nobody can affect that.
Yeah. Like, you're going to trip and fall once in a while, but the thing is that you got to keep picking yourself up. You got to keep dusting yourself off, and then you got to find what you tripped on and try to remove it. And, this goes for everything. This goes for the gym. This goes for your mindset. This goes for your food. This goes for your career, that relationship that you want, that traveling trips that you want to go on. It goes for everything. If you want it, create a way to get it, and then go for it.
Decide that you want to do it, and then the opportunities will totally present themselves. That's all you have to do. It's so easy. Figure out what it is you want, and that's why a lot of people come to the classes, and that's why a lot of people maybe the level 1 is enough for you, because it's like, oh, okay, that's what it is, and then that's enough ambition. That's enough ambition for them to go, okay, this is what it is, and here I go.
Yeah,
I'm going to decide I want to experience it, and then the opportunities will present themselves.
Yep.
And it sounds a little wooey, but you guys have been with us for a while. Okay, guys. Bye.
Have a great week, everybody. Bye.